Hello, and this is another video on Cisco Packet Tracer, and this one I will be configuring a switch for the lab 2.2.3.4. So let's begin. So first and foremost, when you've got to first get into the switch and go to the CLI tab. You've got all these, and just press enter, and you'll be in. All right, so now you're just in the regular mode, and to get into the privileged exec mode, which you can do everything in, enter, and now you're in privileged exec mode, and now we can see the running configuration right now. So here's our current host name. So I'll be changing that shortly. Um, I will have a password encryption and many passwords. And let's go down. A lot of cables that can come in. And then, so we've got the VTY range and no IP address. So let's go into here. And now, so first thing that we are going to do is name the switch. So now you've got to get into the configure terminal, which is easy to do right here. So just configure terminal, or you can do the shortened down version, config T. And now we are in the configuration commands, and we can do basically whatever we need to do on the switch. So now we've got to go in and do so we need to give it a name. So host name, and then what I want to do. So I could call this switch my switch, or what's recommended is S1, but I will do, just to show you, switch one, the the best one. Let's see if this will work. Nope, I thought it would. All right, so let's try this again. Host name S1. So now you can see right here it changed from switch to S1. So now we've got the host name, and that'll work. And now, so let's stay in the config T for right now. And now we are going to create some passwords. So for this, the creating the password process, I'm going to be using KeePass to secure all my passwords and make sure that they are the most secure as possible for this. Yes, it is a lab, but you always want to practice good habits. So, so now we are still in the configure terminal. I'm going to go into line console 0. Now I'm in the now you can see that I'm in it by seeing the config line. So now with this, doing password, now I'll be going to KeyPass. So now let's see here. Cisco. All right. Here we go. So now I'm going to add an entry, and I'm going to put in the host name, which is S1, S1 Cisco Netacad. Now we don't have any username that we're going to be setting up, so now all we've got is the password. So this password right here is what we'll be using. So okay, then so I'm using KeyPass. You can create your own password that could work, and it could also be very secure. But this is just my way of making sure that my password is as secure as possible, since KeyPass is not on the internet and is very private. So I'm gonna double click that and it copies it for a very short amount of time. Paste. Don't look at that. And now I've got a password. So now you're gonna do login. So that means that you'll have to log in every time you want to get into the line. So now we'll log in and that'll work. So right now you can do exit twice in the um in the config line and get out and see if you can get back in and use that password again. But in the amount of time I've got right now to do this video, I won't be going through that and checking that. Um all right. So staying in, so I'm just going to do exit once. Actually, so now I'm continuing to be in the config, and so the next one we are going to be doing another password. This one is just for this. So you'll still be able to get into privileged exec mode and everything like that. But now it's gonna require a password to get into this and the config line. So config and config line. So the new password again, you can add another entry, S1 Cisco net a cat, and I'm just gonna add a little thing, config. All right, so now I've got it all organized like that, and okay, double click. All right, and there we go. Set up a password. Did I miss something? Yes, I did. All right, one word. Enable password instead of just password like the console one. All right, so now we've got enable password, and there we go. And now that password is enabled. So now this is another spot where you can exit and see if you can get into the configuration, or but on the amount of time I've got, I will not be going through and checking until the very end. So what you'd have to do to check is just exit once, exit again, and get all right back into it and try out those passwords to make sure that they would work. So, so thank you. Now, so this is something that I'm going to be doing entirely separate. We did not do this in class. So we are going to be creating a new secret encrypted password. So this is a password that you basically won't know after you type it in. So now I'm still in the configuration. And so I'm going to do enable, wait, not enable. Okay, enable secret. Now there's no password in this. So now I'm going to go back into KeyPass, add another entry, S1. Wait, let's mix it up. Secret password, do not look. All right. So this is the secret password now that I'm enabling, and it'll be encrypted right off the bat. You won't have to go through and encrypt it. So here we go. All right, and now you've got to press paste to paste that in. Now it'll show that, and now you've got a secret password that no one will see in the running configuration. Because usually you'll be able to see all the passwords here, like the host name is right here, and then password encryption right here will be usually the passwords. So I'll be showing you that at the end. So so we've got enable secret, and now right now before I encrypt the passwords and create a message of the day banner, I'll be check. So I'm gonna check the running configuration. So exit, and then show run, or the long version is show running config, but I'm just gonna do show run. And now, so here we go. So now we've got the secret password. It's all encrypted, and then here's the regular password that's not encrypted yet. So that is nothing like what we created right here. Very different. So if someone were to be looking over my shoulder right now, um, they would be seeing this as the secret password and be like, "Oh, there we go." I I doubt that they'd be able to memorize it right off the bat, but good luck, and they'd put that in or something like that. There you go. All right. Stalker over my shoulder says he's got it memorized. I'm doing. All right. Now at the bottom, I've got now line con 0, and here's my other password. So, all right. So now I've checked the running configuration to make sure that all my passwords are in there. And now I'm going to encrypt the other passwords. So I'm going to go back into the configure terminal. And now I am going to encrypt the password. So in the running configuration, you can see that there is no password encryption. So now to encrypt them, it's service password encryption. So as soon as you do that, then afterwards I will show the new encrypted passwords. And all right, this is now I'm gonna set up a message of the day banner. So this is pretty easy. So banner MOTD standing for message of the day, and then your thing in quotation marks because it is a string. So now we're gonna be over here. So what do you want people to see as soon as they get into the switch? You don't want to see your password. So you don't want to be like, here is my password. Good luck. Nope. Like say something like authorized users only, and then keep out. And the quotation marks are very important because if you don't put quotation marks, it'll translate this all to a it'll try to make it into a code. And so like let's say that you forget that one you forgot one quotation mark. Let's see what happened. All right, that one worked. So now let's try this again. So what would happen? All right. And now, so banner MOTD, and now we're just gonna do. So without that, I'm just gonna. It might take a little bit, so I'll talk. But authorized users only. So if I just wrote that, it's gonna be like that again. But sometimes it'll try to translate it, and that takes forever, especially if you've got a long sentence. So let's just do the actual one. Banner Haiti authorized users only. And there. So now you've got a banner message of the day. And now I'm going to go through everything. But first, so we need to make sure that everything's backed up. You don't. So we're gonna do copy, run, start. So It's basically saying, so it's copy running configuration and startup configuration. That was supposed to work. Nope, because I'm still in the configuration. All right, here we go. Now it should work. Copy, run, start. And then it'll say destination file name, enter, and now it's all copied into the not. I'm just gonna say NVRAM. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. All right. So now let's just show run. So now all the passwords are encrypted, and there is password encryption now. The one down here. So here's the banner MOTD, and then here's the other encrypted password. And now, if I exit, so now someone's getting into your switch first time, and oh, all right. So here's the message of the day, and so then the first password. Nope. All right. So that the first password is the first one that you set up, which is the line 0. So here it is, first password that you set up. And now you want to get into the privileged exec mode, so en, and it'll ask you for another password, and that'll be the second one that you set up. And remember to do paste, and because control V, but it's actually the secret password, not that one. So now you can do config t, and now you're back in the configuration commands, and you can do what you want. So this is it for the video. I was hoping to go into it a little bit. So here's what it should look in the end if you're going through the Cisco lab right now. So I've got this all configured. So here's like the message of the day. It asks you for your password. Everything is the exact same. So I hope you learned something or at least got something out of it. Thank you.